If you're looking forward to transitioning smoothly from college to career, then this video is for you. I studied chemical engineering in college, but even as a student, I was able to get roles in organizations like the United Nations, African Theatre, amongst others. In this video, I'm going to be sharing my insights and strategies that helped me navigate that journey from college to career. The first thing is volunteer. I know we've heard about volunteering a lot of times, but volunteering is so important because it gives you this space to learn about yourself, learn about what you like, commit to an action, practice public speaking, practice leadership, practice team building. I can remember in school applying to volunteer for this conference that was held in Calabar, and I can remember traveling from school to that conference just to volunteer, and I ended up meeting a lot of amazing people. But it just taught me about what it takes to build a conference, what it takes to build a community, and some of those lessons have stayed with me throughout my career, throughout my journey. Another way that I also volunteered was being part of this organization called Enactors on Campus, where we would work on projects, get towards the sustainable development goals. And in working on those projects, I led projects and eventually became the president of the team. And I'll tell you that just being in that community exposed my mindset to different people, to different opportunities, to different mentors that played really pivotal roles in my career, even after school, even during school. So if you're still a student in college right now, do well to volunteer in organizations that align with your interests. Just try, learn, put yourself out there, start learning how to speak. These are skills that are important when you start applying for roles and working in the corporate space. The second thing I'm going to talk about is service, but in this case, service in church. Even as a student, I was serving in church, and that period of my life, that phase of my life, taught me empathy, taught me how to care for things beyond myself. And why is this important? When you're building a product, when you're trying to carry out what they call needs assessment, understanding who needs your product, why they need it, and how it can fit in properly into their lives, it takes a person that actually cares, that cares for them beyond the money that they'll be able to pay to build a product that lasts. The third thing, or the fourth thing, or the third thing, is to own your part. You need to own your part. One mindset I had in school is that, see, this journey is mine. It might not make sense to everybody, it might not make sense to anybody, and that is okay. But I'm gonna do what I say I would do. And that's what I did in school. Was it easy? No. Were there times where people would, talk behind my back and it'll come back to me? Yes. Did I care? Not really. Sometimes, but not really. But I'm glad I didn't listen to all of that in school, and I just kept going no matter the setbacks that I faced. Because one thing about this life, or when you're putting yourself out there, is that people will talk anyway. So you might as well just build that startup you want to build, volunteer for that opportunity, put yourself out there, start making videos of your work. Just do you, because in doing that you learn a lot about yourself. As I said, you learn a lot about how to articulate your stories, you become a better public speaker, and this is important in your career, in your college life, and in anything that you might want to do after school. So own your paths. So a caveat though, when you're owning your paths, sometimes people would project their limitations onto you, sometimes out of love, sometimes out of envy, but you just have to look beyond that and think long term. So why am I doing this? Why am I building this? What do I want to achieve in the next 5 years, in the next 10 years? And you owe it to yourself to keep at it. Now, when owning your path, it doesn't mean that things will always go smoothly. So there'll be times where you might fail at something that you decided to do, and then those people might come and be like, "Oh, But yeah, I told her like this was no use of doing all of that. Or even on your own, the loud voices in your head just become so loud, you keep on doubting yourself. Oh, maybe I'm not good enough, blah 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 blah. But you just need to really be so proud of yourself for taking that step. A lot of people don't take that step. They just stay on the sideline criticizing everyone taking action. But you need to be super proud of yourself for stepping out of your comfort zone and putting yourself out there. And the lessons you're learning by putting yourself out there, sharing your journey, applying for things is something that is going to stay with you and something that has a potential to change your life for good. Use your student status. A lot of students don't use their student status enough. Do you know that as a student you can get free access to products and services, or at least discounted prices? You can get free access to conferences that you get to meet a lot of amazing speakers, amazing people that you can connect with. So back in school, I would attend conferences. I would use my student status to get discounts on products that I would want to learn from. I used to learn a lot on LinkedIn Learning, a lot of all these short, bite-sized courses, even on Coursera too, like so many platforms that you can learn just because you are a student. Then also Tableau has this platform where you can actually upload your proof of being a student and you get free access to the platform and some courses. So these are things that a lot of people don't know that you have access to as a student. So make sure to use that status. Another thing is that don't wait till you graduate to start applying for jobs. You can start establishing those connections. So remember I talked about attending conferences, participating in opportunities. So you can already start establishing those connections in those conferences with the goal of transitioning smoothly from college to career. You can also start applying maybe from your final year or your penultimate year in school. So start reaching out to human resource people via LinkedIn. Start engaging in, some companies have this virtual meetups where they can potentially talk to graduates about opportunities in their companies. So check for that, participate in that. So don't wait till you graduate to start doing that. Start doing that in your final year or before you graduate. So that way you already have experience with applying, you've already built this connection and it can help you smoothly transition. Now the last thing I'm going to talk about, even as you're doing all this, you're volunteering, you're participating in competition, do well to talk about this online. Share your journey, share your process online. It can help you build credibility, it can help you build social proof, and it's such a beautiful thing to actually follow people's journey. So sometimes when you apply for jobs, they ask for your LinkedIn profile. So building, already sharing your work, even if you don't have professional work experience, but it gives credibility. It shows that this person is proactive and very intentional about their educational journey and will be intentional about their career path.